Hey, Devin.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Did you end up getting any Thanksgiving in at all? Or did you guys do a delayed Thanksgiving over the weekend? Or did you just skip it this year?
Yeah, kind of skipped it this year. My wife and kids were all in New Jersey, so when they came back, I had some food, but not a true Thanksgiving, but all good. They were home, so I guess that was Thanksgiving.
That's good. Well, quite a moment yesterday that there you were at the podium answering the questions of the pesky media, and Robert Kraft surprised you as you get ready for your 200th NFL game. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I think one of the biggest things is now I got to just make sure I'm out there playing, right? I won't be 200 unless I'm out there playing. And we just need to make sure we know you said pesky media, not me. So
yes, that's that would be nice if the fellas could get a win for you in number 200.
It's the only way it matters.
Going back to that game on Thanksgiving is you've played here for a long time, played in a lot of these games. Is there? And I know that you guys are well trained to say that you're already on to Buffalo, but do you look back at a game like that and kind of lament the fact that you guys went out there on the road and were so close to winning that game?
No. I mean, again, like you said, it's not the first time in my career that we've fallen short in a game like that. So. Sometimes in the biggest game of the year that happens. So you just move on, and I think the fortunate thing is we still got games left, still got opportunity to go out there and win football games. And if you waste time, like you said, lamenting over what just happened, it kills you. It kills your future. It kills what you have next. So I think everybody's just moved on and trying to play better this Thursday. Sounds crazy to say Thursday, but Thursday.
It does, yeah.
Dev, when you look at that game, though, and you kind of have an opportunity to look at the film, what are some of the things that you take away and going like, all right, Justin Jefferson had a great game. You guys were, I think, they were maybe 50% on third down. Were there some of the things that you look back and go, man, we should have did better in this specific area? Was there one area that stands out more than others? Or is it just a bunch of areas that you felt like defensively you gave away some opportunities there?
Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I think obviously when you lose, it's just like what could you have done better? But I would say every game you walk out and you say like, man, like we didn't do this as well as we could have. Like we could have done this better. It's just magnified when you lose, and like you just said, 50% on third down is not gonna help us win many games. Doing a better job in the red area will help us win games. So, it's the things we walk out of, a lot of games with. And I would say when you play a team that's a good football team, a better football team, some of the mistakes that you make, they get magnified. They take advantage of it. So we just got to do a good job of not having as many mistakes and plays that we had last Thursday, because we're playing against another really good football team, another really good offense, top 2-3 in the league offensively. So, I think all those things get magnified this time of the year. You gotta be playing your best ball, and that means cutting down on as many mistakes, even though, we know as people, as football players, you're never gonna play a perfect game. But you have to cut down on mistakes and give yourselves a chance to just compete and see, who's the better player on a play, who's the better team overall.
Devin, a guy you've played with for a bit, David Andrews, who we thought we were going to lose for the rest of the season. I saw yesterday he's saying, he feels good to go, ready for Thursday. Can you just speak on the toughness when it comes to him and the rest of the guys on this particular team? Because it seems like everybody just wants to be out there no matter what.
Yeah, I would say, well, first, when all those reports came out, it was pretty funny because no one understood, like, where it was coming from. But, yeah, I mean, I think Dave, not just this year, but I think overall in his career, he's gone through a lot of different things, not even, we're not even talking about just coming back from an injury, a shoulder or, a leg. Like, we're talking, real injuries and serious conditions that he's dealt with. And somehow he always continues to come back and be ready to go and, ultimate team first guy. That's all he cares about is how to win a football game, how to make the team better. So I think that's what's fun about playing this sport, about being in this locker room, because we have a lot of guys that have that mentality about trying to do what's best for the team and being tough to be out there. I think that's one of the key things in this league is how often can you be out there? How often can the team know what they're getting from you is what it's about. And we have a lot of guys that fit that mold and are building that towards their young careers. And, it's been fun to just continue to be a part of it.
Speaking of coming back from things, what do you as a veteran, as a leader, what do you say to a guy like Pierre Strong Jr. After that game?
Nothing. I think we live in a world where it's like if a guy makes a mistake, it's like we got to give him I think everyone in the outside world thinks that we do this like long speech of like, hey, it's okay. It's like it just is what it is. We all move on and play. No one, no one's looking at him like, man, like what did you like? You just move on and play. So,
yeah.
Again, being serious, like I didn't say anything. I think he's been playing really well for us. He stepped up this year, doing a lot of things I would probably imagine as a running back hasn't had to do in his career. Has really stepped up and played well. So I think one of the biggest things we need him to do is continue to play the way he's been playing because that's helped us win football games.
Dev, when you look at this season for you defensively, you look at maybe a couple quarterbacks that gave you guys some issues, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields with the Bears, guys that are athletic and can move. You're facing another one in Josh Allen. I think those guys give everybody fits. But what's the most important thing when you're defending quarterbacks that have those capabilities of, whether it's design runs or broken plays and turning them into big plays? What do you have to do defensively to make sure that you limit that the best way you can?
Yeah, you got to try to keep these guys in the pocket. And I think, like you said, one of the biggest things is, for one, these guys are going to make plays. Like we're not gonna go out here in the game and hold Josh Allen to under 100 yards passing and 10 yards rushing. Like I think we have to understand that he's going to make some plays, but we got to make plays too. We got to go compete. We got to understand that if he makes a play, we need to move on and be ready to play the next play. But the biggest thing is you got to try to keep him in the pocket, make him throw from the pocket, make him do everything from the pocket. And it's not saying that he can't, but it's just the acknowledgement of if he's able to run, throw from the pocket. If he's able to do everything, like you just don't have a chance because he's that talented. Of once he gets running, he can make a play running, he can make a play rolling out and throw the ball down the field. So I think that's one of the key things is just making him a guy that has to throw from the pocket all game because at least we know where he's at. And then we can pressure him. Guys aren't covering for 8 to 10 seconds. It just makes everything easier on the defense. So that's one of the things that we've stressed all week. I think every team stresses that when they play him. But, again, that's why he's a good football player because he's still able to make plays with everybody thinking about that. So we just got to do a good job of if one of those plays happen, he's able to get outside the pocket and scramble and make a play, reset, get ready to go, and make the next play better than the last one.
When you look at the final 6 games of the season and you compare it to last year, you guys were 2-4 in the last 6 last season. And I know a lot of guys talked about after Thanksgiving kind of losing steam. I know Matthew Judon talked about making sure that he was better prepared to sustain a full season this year. Has the team been doing things this year in particular to kind of combat what you guys faced last year when it came to the home stretch?
No, I think obviously it was a big deal last year because of the streak we went on. And, I think probably within, I think if you talk to maybe Coach Belichick, there might be more from a overall team standpoint. But I know as an individual player, my understanding always at this time of the year is you just got to do more. And that doesn't mean like more running or more, lifting, the film study. Like those are the little things that you got to do more of because every team now has, 10, 11, 12 games of what you've been doing. Like they know you as a player. They know you as a defense or offense or special teams schematically. Like those are the things that to me you got to do a better job of, if we put something new in, executing it at a high level. The things that we do, like you can't be a little off this way, a little off that way. You just got to play better, and I think playing better comes from doing more preparation. And that's what I learned from the guys that were here when I first got here, when they used to talk about this time of the year. And you just continue to try to do those things. But this time of year, you're getting everybody's best, and you're usually playing the best teams in the league. And that's why you gotta take it up a notch. And it's not easy to do in this league, and that's why the good teams do it, and the teams that are not able to do it, you kind of see the difference of, all right, this team was a contender, this team who we thought had a chance, they're not there yet. So we just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, do more, prepare more, put more into it, and see where we kind of fall at the end of it.
Devin, the last 2 games against Josh Allen didn't go well. No punts. Has that been a source of motivation for you and your teammates as you head into Thursday night?
I mean, yeah, we want to play better, but I wouldn't say like we don't. I'm not. Again, we've talked about this a couple of times this year. I just don't believe in like looking at something in the past and like yelling and screaming about it and saying like I'm motivated because this happened. Like no, like we've been studying, we've been practicing hard to play better, to compete better. Because like when you talk about, like you said, no punts in the last 2 games, that's not scheming. That's just doing a better job of competing, making a play. And I mean, that's what you got to do. But there's nothing that we can say to each other, or we can't hang a Josh Allen jersey in the locker room and think that that's going to be the difference Thursday night. Like you just got to go out there and do it. And I think guys are focused on doing it. Less words than anything, and focus on the action. So we just got to go out there and compete and do better Thursday. Nothing anyone can do to make that more real. Like, there's some guys that weren't here. There's a lot of guys that were here, and we're in both those games. So you know what it is. You just got to come ready to go and play better.
Dev, I know Bill has said this before. It seems like he's been saying it forever, but the season kind of really starts after Thanksgiving. How difficult is it? I know all players talk about how we don't really look where we are. We don't look down the road, but it's human nature as an athlete. You kind of understand where you are in the hunt for trying to get to the playoffs. But how difficult is it to not look down the road, but understand the importance and magnitude of the margin of error that you have as a football team because the conference is so close, to not have that kind of maybe cloud your judgment or play into your mindset a little bit, knowing the importance of the games as far as because you're on the hunt for a playoff spot?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you have a chance. So, I don't think you don't want to make the moment too big or anything, but you have a chance. So to have a chance means that, it could go away like that. Every team at this time of the year doesn't always have a chance to continue to play or a chance to be in the playoffs. So I think that is the opportunity at hand. And, I don't think there's anything wrong with being fully aware of, we have an opportunity here. We're not the only team. There's a bunch of teams in this position, but it won't stay like that. Each week something's going to happen. You're going to win or lose, or somebody else is going to win or lose, and that's going to continue to be the difference of what happens next in the season for us. So I think everybody's fully aware of the situation, where we're at. It doesn't mean you just focus on that, but I think it is. It's important to know that, we have an opportunity here. Like, we're not out of it. We got to continue to build and play better and try to go out there and win games. But I think everyone is aware of that, and I think everyone should be aware of that and know what we're in the middle of.
Devin, we will let you get to work on just that, and thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.